welcome you to this news edition. First, let's take a quick look at the headlines. Meghalaya Legislative Assembly unanimously passed a government resolution opposing uranium mining and ore processing facilities in the state. Government of Meghalaya officially launches the CM Impact Read and Write Meghalaya initiative, a flagship program. Shillong Peak Ropeway project is progressing as scheduled and is expected to be completed by February 2028, says Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address Khelo India Dialogue tomorrow via video conferencing as part of National Sports Day 2026 celebrations. And Meghalaya State Badminton Association inaugurates the 41st Meghalaya State Badminton Championship 2026 at the Indoor Stadium, Nongston. The news in detail. First, let's take a quick look at the local news. The Meghalaya Legislative Assembly on Wednesday unanimously passed a government resolution opposing uranium mining and ore processing facilities in the state, sending a united message against such activities. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, in charge of mining and geology, moved the resolution during the autumn session, urging the Government of India, Department of Atomic Energy and USL not to permit to or pursue uranium mining in Meghalaya. The resolution specifically opposed the proposed Kileng Pindeng Soyong Mount Thaba uranium mining project in West Khasi Hills. The resolution highlighted concerns over high rainfall, steep terrain, landslide vulnerability and community dependence on rivers and streams for livelihoods. It also referred to the Supreme Court judgment affirming landowners' rights over minerals in Meghalaya. Leader of the opposition, Dr. Mukul Sangma, Nongkrem MLA Arden Miller Basaimot and West Shillong MLA Paul Lingdor supported the resolution. Chief Minister Sangma thanked members across party lines, calling the unanimous stand a strong collective message reflecting the responsibility of the House towards the people of Meghalaya.
As a government, because of the fact that there was no clarity on the stand of the government, on the stand of this House and on the stand of the people at large, we strongly felt that a resolution must be brought to clearly send a message in one voice that the state of Meghalaya, its people, its government and its elected members oppose any kind of activity related to mining of uranium or processing of uranium in our state. And as mentioned, sir, in the resolution, that different aspects of the Constitution have given protection to our people, to our land. Supreme Court has upheld that particular aspect of ensuring that our people, its land, and not just the surface, but also the subsoil, belongs to the people of the state. And hence, these protections are meant to ensure, or these rules are meant to ensure the protection of our people and of our land. And therefore, sir, I don't want to delay or in any way go detailed into all these aspects. These are concerns, I am sure, almost every citizen, not just the members sitting in the House, but even the citizens who are watching and even people who are sitting in the House will agree and will be united on this very, very important resolution that this government is going to pass.
The Government of Meghalaya today officially launched the CM Impact Read and Write Meghalaya initiative, a flagship program aimed at ensuring universal reading readiness among school children. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma inaugurated the program at the Assembly Annex Hall, describing it as a structured step towards bridging learning gaps and strengthening foundational education. He emphasized that the investment in children's reading skills will yield long-term societal benefits, calling it one of the highest return initiatives for the state's future. Education Minister Lakshman Rimboy attended as guest of honor, reaffirming the department's commitment to equitable academic support. The event also saw the release of the Teacher Training Guide for Universal Reading Readiness, published by Green Ammo and sponsored by the Department of Education.
What we're doing here today is maybe one of the more ambitious programs that we have thought of. And with this Read and Rise program that we have initiated, which is again something that we have learned from other stakeholders. This may be one of the few programs in the entire country that we are actually embarking on. I don't think any other state has done this. And the way this has been designed in a very, very simple but with a very scientific approach. So at the age of 7 or by the age of 7, our students will be able to properly read and write. And you can imagine when that happens, that means 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, the kind of quality of individuals and citizens that we'll be able to create, the investment we're making in the children today is going to start showing results 20 years from now, 10 years from now. So this kind of an investment is something that's going to have one of the highest returns that we can imagine, not for us, but for the society as a whole, and for the individual student, and obviously, as I said, for the country as a whole.
The Meghalaya government will include the remaining work on the Rongjeng Mangsang Adogre or RMA road under the World Bank funded project. Replying to a question raised by Rongjeng MLA Jim A. Sangma on the construction of the NLCPR road from Rongjeng Mangsang Adogre during question hour on the third day of the Assembly autumn session, Deputy Chief Minister in charge PWD Preston Tinsong said the physical progress of the work has reached 97%. He said the stipulated time for completion of the project is 24 months from the date of issuance of the final work order. Rongjeng MLA later sought details on the contractors executing the project. Tinsong informed that the original project sanction at 210 crore rupees was later reduced to 123.28 crore rupees by the Ministry of Donor.
Stipulated time for completion of PWD, the name of the contractor, and how many kilometers of this RMA covers. Speaker, sir, may I know the total amount has already been sanctioned for this road, RMA road?
Contractor number 1, he completed for 38 kilometers of work, and whereas the contractor number 2, CCL, he is supposed to complete it within 22 kilometers. Sir, initially, the sanction accorded by the Ministry of Donor was 210 crores. However, in the year 2018, the ministry has ultimately revised the AA order issued earlier, and ultimately it has come down to 138.08 crores.
The Meghalaya government is awaiting a fresh Memorandum of Understanding or MOU with the Airports Authority of India or AAI for the complete takeover and development of Baljak Airport in West Garo Hills. Replying to a question raised by Ampati MLA Maini D. Shira on the status of the airport's expansion on the third day of the Assembly autumn session on Wednesday, Deputy Chief Minister in charge Transport, Sngau Bhalang Dhar, said the AAI is preparing a revised master plan to facilitate operations of ATR 72, Q400 and A320 category aircraft. He said a detailed survey and feasibility assessment would determine the technical requirements and additional land needed for expansion. The airport currently has 211.13 acres, while the AAI has sought an additional 68 acres for Phase 1 and another 115 acres for Phase 2. The Meghalaya government is stepping up efforts to boost tourism by mapping potential destinations and developing tourism circuits across the state. Replying to a question raised by Kharkutta MLA Rupert Momin on the third day of the Assembly autumn session on Wednesday, Tourism Minister Timothy D. Shira said Meghalaya currently has 2 5-star hotels, both in Shillong, while 8 more are proposed at Shillong, Umyam, Sora, New Shillong and Tura. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said 144 tourism projects have been taken up based on the mapping exercise, while the identification of new destinations remain ongoing process.
Sir, Shillong is the hill station of the region, and there are so many tourists are coming. So my question is that from Shillong or Meghalaya, is there any institution to train up our people to have some receptionists and hospitality in the region? Is there any institution to train up the hospitality to the tourists?
Sir, the total number of 5-star hotel currently operating in the state is 2 in number. Both are in Shillong. B, sir. 8. The proposed location are in Shillong, Unyam, Sora, New Shillong and Tura.
So we have mapped, and it is based on this mapping only that these 144 projects were taken up, and the new projects that are coming up are being taken up. So there is, but it's an ongoing process. One has to remember, because again, it's a question of how one sees a potential in an area. So therefore, these things keep coming up. And therefore, we are continuously adding the names. We are continuously mapping more and more locations, because as I said, our state is really beautiful and there's so many hidden gems that many people don't know. So we have done an exercise, sir.
Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma on Wednesday said the Shillong Peak Ropeway project is progressing as scheduled and is expected to be completed by February 2028. Replying during question hour on the third day of the Assembly autumn session, Sangma said the 151 crore rupees project was initiated in February 2025 and has a completion period of 36 months. He was responding to a supplementary question raised by Kharkutta MLA Rupert Mormon on the status and progress of the project. The Chief Minister also said the project, funded under PM Divine Gap funding, had undergone the required environmental and social impact assessment as mandated for projects of this nature.
There are so many construction is going on, but I want to know Shillong Peak Ropeway, what is the status of this?
Its construction is going on. It's a 151 crore project, and 36 months is the time of completion of this project. We started and initiated this project in the month of February 2025. We expect that, as per schedule, sir, the project should be completed in February 2020. This is a project that has been funded under the gap funding, as I said, has been done under the PM Divine. And so the project and projects like these cannot be done without doing the environment impact assessments. All of those things have been done multiple times, and we have looked into multiple aspects of it. I don't have the report. I'm sure both of us don't have the report of exact, because there were 144 projects. So we did not bring all the reports of all the projects that are there. But I'll be happy to make the information available to the Honorable LO if you so desires. But we don't have it, sir, but it was done. It is a part and a mandate of any of the large projects. In all these projects, we have to have the social impact assessments, the environmental impact assessments, all have to be done, sir.
Around 4 p.m. on Tuesday, a group of 5 to 6 masked miscreants stopped a vehicle hired by Sri Cement and forced the driver and passengers to disembark before hurling a petrol bomb at the vehicle. The incident was confirmed by the Superintendent of Police, East Jantia Hills District. No injuries were reported, but the attack caused damage to the vehicle and sparked concern over rising acts of violence in the area. The Eid Milad-un-Nabi Celebration Committee Shillong today organized a peace procession and program to commemorate the birth anniversary of Prophet Hazrat Muhammad. The procession began from Khan Masjid at Mauba Point and passed through Terenching Road, Laimkra Road, Rilbong Point and the military hospital before culminating at Madina Mosque, Jhalupara. Muslim faithful from different age groups actively participated, conveying a message of peace, harmony and unity. The celebration included prayers and programs highlighting the Prophet's teaching of compassion, brotherhood and peace. The East and West Khasi Hills District Police has secured convictions in 3 separate POSCO cases investigated under Mairang Police Station, according to a press release issued by the Superintendent of Police Mairang. In case number 1303-2021, accused Wilpress Mukim was sentenced to 20 years rigorous imprisonment and fined 50,000. In case number 4609-2023, accused Ricky Nelson Marwen received 20 years rigorous imprisonment and a fine of 50,000 rupees, along with 2 years simple imprisonment and a fine of 10,000 to run concurrently. In case number 2408-2020, accused Brojesta Linkoy was sentenced to 20 years rigorous imprisonment and fined 50,000 rupees along with 1 year simple imprisonment and a fine of 10,000 to run concurrently. Moving on to a regional news. The Singh Jamai Kendra Apunba clubs today launch a poster campaign demanding implementation of the National Register of Citizen (NRC) before the census. The campaign was flagged off under the leadership of Chingkham, president of Singh Jamai Kendra Apunba clubs, and aims to highlight public concerns over citizenship verification ahead of the upcoming census exercise. Coming up is a national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the Khelo India Dialogue tomorrow via video conferencing as part of National Sports Day 2026 celebration. Organized by Mera Yuva Bharat, My Bharat, the program will be held across the country with youth participation from 2 colleges in every district of states and union territories. It will bring together themes of sports, youth leadership, civic responsibility, volunteering, fitness and nation building on a common platform. The initiative will feature local interactions involving young participants, My Bharat volunteers, sportspersons and public representatives. A major highlight will be direct engagement between youth and leading Indian athletes and medal winners. Coming up is an international news. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today said India remains the fastest growing major economy, offering a unique combination of scale, sustained growth, a young population, expanding consumption and deepening capital markets. Addressing members of the Indian business community in Toronto, she noted that India's transformation is structural, driven by rapid urbanization, a growing middle class and world-class digital infrastructure. She highlighted opportunities across sectors, particularly in collaboration with Canadian banks, fintech firms and regulators to shape the next generation of digital financial system.
India is also creating new gateways for international capital. GIFT City, India's International Financial Services Center, is emerging as a global platform for international financial institutions, supported by a regulatory and tax framework designed specifically for cross-border financial activity. At the same time, India has progressively opened sectors such as insurance, asset management, and pensions to greater foreign participation, while our capital markets have become deeper, more liquid, and more sophisticated. For Canadian institutional investors, this creates opportunities not only to participate in India's growth, but also to use India as a platform for wider regional and global financial activity.
And finally, the sports news. The West Khasi Hills District Badminton Association, or WKHDBA, under the aegis of the Meghalaya State Badminton Association, inaugurated the 41st Meghalaya State Badminton Championship 2026 at the Indoor Stadium, Nongstoin on Wednesday. The event saw enthusiastic participation from 10 districts along with the Young Talent Badminton Club MEGHALAYA with a total of 245 players, 182 male and 63 female. Deputy Commissioner Hema Nayak attended the opening ceremony as chief guest and officially declared the championship open. Also present were T. Dengan, President of WKHDBA, Balarinas Aim, District Sports Officer and other dignitaries. The weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was recorded at 24 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature was 31 degrees Celsius, relative humidity was 79% and rainfall was recorded at 6 millimeters. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius, relative humidity was 84% and rainfall was recorded at 2 millimeters. Meanwhile, in Juwai, minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius, relative humidity was 73% and rainfall was recorded at 2 millimeters. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Juwai says moderate rain is likely to occur at many places. Before we conclude, here are the headlines once again. Meghalaya Legislative Assembly unanimously passed a government resolution opposing uranium mining and ore processing facilities in the state. Government of Meghalaya officially launches the CM Impact Read and Rise Meghalaya initiative, a flagship program. Shillong Peak Ropeway project is progressing as scheduled and is expected to be completed by February 2028, says Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address Khelo India Dialogue tomorrow via video conferencing as part of National Sports Day 2026 celebrations. And Meghalaya State Badminton Association inaugurates the 41st Meghalaya State Badminton Championship 2026 at the Indoor Stadium, Nongstoin. Well, viewers, that is all we have for you from our newsroom this evening. We will be back tomorrow at the same time with new updates. Till then, have a good night.